Rest in peace to the man Foolio. Obviously I wasn't a fan of Foolio's music. I wasn't like bumping it or anything like that. Obviously I've heard the When I See You song. And honestly that's probably it. You feel me? Obviously I know who he is. I know who Yungeen is. I've heard about the beef they've had going on. But this is about to be the real story of their whole beef. Obviously I know about, I don't know if it was Foolio's people that, ambushed Yungeen Ace's crew in the shooting that happened, or if it was something else and Foolio was just kind of like poking fun at, his people passing. But we here for, I know they had crazy beef. Foolio is no longer here, so the beef is dead. But it's always gonna live on between the people. It's always gonna live on between them. But as for the two-headed monsters that were here, one of them is gone. So it's just sad, sad to see, but we finna get the real rundown of the story. Let's get straight to it, man. Road to 10K, man.
Florida's music scene has been at the center of attention for a number of years now. X's passing, YNW Melly's death penalty case, and Kodak being released after a number of years behind bars have all made the media aware of what's going on. But right now, two other artists out of Florida are the ones getting all the attention for their altercations. It's already cost both sides lives and made Jacksonville nothing less than a war zone.
Alright, man, we here.
A shooting that killed an 18-year-old and injured a teenager and a 9-year-old girl.
Crazy.
Police say Kenyatta Bullard, who is also known by his rapper name Yungeen Ace, is charged with
whoever is responsible for the quadruple shooting that hurt Bullard and killed 3 others on Tuesday night. They are encouraging
this morning. Unfortunately, Willie Addison did not. He died of his injuries, and his family and
inside the parking lot of Hilltop apartment complex as Andrian Gaynor Jr. They say he was
ATK.
War with us. Like, they don't want to go to war with me. I'm gonna die about me. You hear me?
KTA.
From the north side of Jacksonville, 1646 West 40.
So the shit's pretty much just reversed.
This street.
Kenyatta, better known as Yungeen Ace, was actually born in Chicago.
Oh, damn, that's
one of
Yungeen
12
Ace.
brothers. This made things difficult
Damn,
for
of
his single
12?
mother growing up, which caused him to move around and relocate often before settling in Jacksonville, Florida area. His dad was serving time in prison, which left him without a father figure as well.
Bro, look like
mostly
Spencer
looked up to
James
his
from
uncle
All
as the man in
American.
his
Tell me I'm lying. Tell me this don't look like Spencer James from All American.
life. But when his uncle passed away when he was just 14, he took to the streets to let out the pain and anger he now had.
I ain't gonna pause
While
y'all.
in the streets, he searched for an outlet to tell his story. Doing this, he found his passion for music and established his crew, ATK, or Ace to Kill.
That been kinda rocking though, I ain't gonna lie.
He started dropping music in 2014, but it wasn't until 2018 that things started to take off, with songs like No Witness, All In, and Find Myself. Due to the realness of his music, it didn't take long for him to gain traction and build a following online.
One car, that be stupid hot, it's not legit, nigga. 2 Glocks, I'ma let it pop that in the bitch, nigga. 3 G's, they just hit a lip for stupid sticks, nigga.
I ain't gonna lie, that beat is rocking too. Oh my gosh, recipe Foolio. Nah, that beat was rocking.
Charles, better known as Julio Foolio, was born and raised in Florida's Duval
Charles.
County. He describes his childhood as lacking any type of quality of life.
Damn.
Although he always rapped, he didn't really take it serious until dropping out of school in the 9th grade. He had no money for studio time, leaving him to hustle to make things happen. He began getting noticed in 2015 after dropping songs like Coming Up, which was enough for him to start booking shows and making money off music. He branded himself with his crew KTA, or Kill 'Em All. Over the next couple years, his popularity would increase in Florida's music scene. Yungeen Ace and Julio's beef would start sometime around 2017 over what they say was actually a misunderstanding.
Really?
It's somewhat
Bro, that's
unclear
what it always be. It always be off of that, bro. Same thing with King Von and what's his name? Quando Rondo. Like, bro, it be, like, it's crazy thing is niggas be friends first too. That's the
misunderstanding
crazy
was,
part.
but it quickly led to a battle and then a full-on war.
Police say it was in this home where 18-year-old Zion Brown was shot by 19-year-old DeAndre Thomas. JSO says that they now have found.
In 2017, Julio's cousin was murdered inside his home at 1 in the morning. The man who was arrested for the crime was associated with Yungeen Ace, further escalating the beef to another level. Just a year later,
where'd the beef start from, though? He said further escalating. Where'd the beef start from? I ain't gonna lie, he didn't say that part.
Yungeen Ace was getting traction in Florida, but everything was about to change.
Jacksonville police have arrested
why did he
the
kill
only
him for?
surviving victim of the quadruple shooting that happened near the St. John's Town Center earlier this week.
Police say he had a firearm on him, which is against his probation, of course. So this morning he is in jail, set to make his first appearance in less than an...
Ace, his brother, and 2 friends were celebrating a birthday party when they were pulled up on. Shots rang off in a drive-by shooting. He was shot 8 times and was the only survivor of the 4 people in the car that day, losing his brother and 2 friends.
That's crazy.
He believed Foolio was one of the shooters, but for obvious reasons, Foolio denies this. He would get all 3 of his brothers tattooed across his stomach before planning a retaliation. Before Ace could recover, he was already arrested for violating his probation with a firearm.
All of his brothers? Or he said one of them was his brother? Bro, hold on, take that back.
He believed survivor of the 4 people. Shots rang off in a drive-by shooting. He was shot 8 times and was the only survivor of the 4 people in the car that day, losing his brother and 2 friends.
His brother and 2
he believed
friends.
Foolio was one of the shooters, but for obvious reasons, Foolio denies this. He would get all 3 of his brothers tattooed across his stomach before planning a retaliation. Before Ace could recover, he was already arrested for violating his probation with a firearm.
Damn.
He was put under house arrest, but he used his time to tell his stories and drop 2 mixtapes and continued to build his buzz. Foolio wasted no time to mock Ace's losses with a few social media posts.
Bro.
Friends say Addison, his father, and brother were among 6 shot early yesterday morning.
Don't mock the dead, bro. Come on. Motherfuckers should know this by now.
In January of 2019, a rapper by the name of Boscoon was gunned down after leaving a gentleman's club. Boscoon's brother happened to be Queso, who was Yungeen Ace's right-hand man. Just 1 month later in February, a 16-year-old who went by the name of Bibi Osama was also killed. He was friends with Foolio. Foolio released his tribute track Bibi's Story online, which helped bring some mainstream attention to him and the war in Jacksonville. ATK Queso responded with a diss track of his own. In the song, he describes how things went down that night, and would actually gain a couple million views. At this point, KTA and ATK were basically trading body for body as things started to spiral out of control. Foolio would be shot at and had a bullet graze his head, but when he survived, they also went for his girlfriend, who was shot at as well. Foolio would lose 2 more friends, Spaz2X and girlfriend, who was shot at as well. Foolio would lose 2 more friends, Spaz2X and Rod K, 2 days in a row before going for Ace. Shortly after, in March of 2019, Ace would be the target of another shooting, this time at his hotel in Georgia.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Proof, a local recording artist who goes by the name Yungeen Ace, he was not arrested. However, they do believe that this stems from an ongoing conflict.
Once again, Ace survived the shooting, but lost another friend in the process. After 3 men were identified, it came to light that the shooters were from Jacksonville as well, and it was a targeted hit for Ace. With Foolio and KTA raining havoc on Ace and his affiliates, it was only a matter of time before they struck back again themselves.
Location on Merrill Road in Arlington. Sources are telling us that the victim was shot in the head and killed in this parking lot. 2 suspects are on the run, and a manhunt is currently underway. I just spoke with a woman.
Bro, it's literally
on January
a fucking
15,
blood battle
KTA, Lil Buck was gunned down in a shopping center in broad daylight. After a police manhunt, the 2 men involved managed to escape through the neighborhood's backyards. ATK member Queso was known for dissing fallen KTA members after losing his brother. He even put their faces on the cover of his mixtape. The shooting that killed Lil Buck was a targeted hit in response to losing his brother Boscoon in 2019. 8 months later, he and his dad were arrested for the murder of Lil Buck, but the beef was far from over. By this point, Foolio and Ace were both getting their names out there musically, but still refused to let the smoke clear. Although most people outside of Jacksonville, Florida didn't know what exactly was going on, it would gain nationwide exposure in March of 2021.
Bro.
On March 28, 2021, ATK members Ace, Spinna Benz, Fast Money Goon, and Wappa with the Choppa would release Who I Smoke. On the outside, it may seem like a funny parody of the song 1,000 Miles, but it was actually another KTA diss, and throughout the song they disrespect multiple KTA members' deaths. The song would go viral, but the meaning behind it would go over a lot of uninformed people's heads.
Yeah, that
had everybody singing, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that's the best happy birthday, best poster ever. Video shoot,
Bro.
A month later in April, Foolio responded with an equally disrespectful song, When I See You, this time taking it to another level, not only mocking Ace's brother and 2 friends who died in 2018, but also shooting the video in the cemetery with their pictures.
Like, that is so disrespectful. What? How did he even get, bro? Oh my gosh. You gotta have some balls to go to your ops, fucking deceased family member, friend, gravesite, bro. You gotta have some, like, I'm talking insane balls. You gotta have the military with you if you doing some shit like that, bro. Like, what? Shooting a music video there? Bro, ain't no way.
Point, both sides have
and I know
to
about
leave
this,
the beef
but like,
alone,
bro,
with countless losses for both, it doesn't look like it's gonna stop here. Both songs would bring their name in front of a new audience of people, but for the wrong reasons. At the end of the day, both these artists and their crews are musically talented. We can only hope they manage to leave the street war behind and focus on their careers, because the music industry can't afford to lose more potential.
Man, I'm not gonna lie to you. Rest in peace, Foolio, bro. This shit is not ending. Like I said, it's gonna end between Foolio and Yungeen Ace, because Foolio ain't here. But the bro, oh my gosh, the people gonna keep this shit running, bro. It's sad to see too. It's sad as hell to see, bro. Because, bro, this shit don't end. It's just gonna keep the cycle's gonna keep keep competing. It's gonna keep repeating. You know what I'm saying? Until everybody's just gone, bro. Like, don't niggas think about that shit. Like, I guess they do, but they don't be caring. You know what I'm saying? They don't be caring. They literally be like, fuck it, then we all gone then. And it's just like, to me, it's just like, bro, head ain't screwed on the right way, bro. Real talk. It's just sad.